Alhamdulillah al-ahad. Alhamdulillah samad. Alhamdulillah al-farid. Wa salatullahi wa salamuhu ala nabiyyi ma la nabiyyi ba'dahu Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallim. Ayyuha mustami'un al-kiram. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This episode we are going to be looking at the impact of quality parenting on the society. Every individual is a representative of each household, and we all come together to form a society at large. Now, let me quickly give you a background knowledge of quality parenting. Why we have bad leadership today is as a result of parenting, poor parenting. The good leaders we've had in this country, they are products of good, households. Let me just mention a few names. Obasanjo, for instance, governed this country. He governed this country. There's one thing common about Obasanjo. He ruled 76 to 79, and he ruled again from 1999 to 2007. We find a connection between Obasanjo's regime in the 70s and his administration in the 90s to 2000s. He has the habit of saving for the country, for economic prosperity. Obasanjo, I'm a big fan of him, not because of anything, because I have learned so much about good governance from him. He's somebody who always thinks about the future, the economic prosperity. He came in 1997, you find that nexus. He saved so much money for this country, the succeeding government, they squandered the money. 1999 to 2007, he equally saved a lot for this country, but the monies are nowhere to be found. I'm not saying Obasanjo does not have vices, don't misquote me. I don't expect him to be angelic, but I can tell you Obasanjo stands out among the leaders of this country. So now we're looking at the quality of good parenting, or the impact of quality parenting on the society. We have to look at each household as a microscopic element of the macro society at large. What each household imputes to the society is what makes the society at large. So now, what are you contributing to the society from your home? What are you as a household? What are you contributing to the society? Nelson Mandela, for instance, he was a product of a home. He was imprisoned for over 20 years. He was fighting apartheid in South Africa. And this man in question got his freedom. But the first thing he did was to forgive those that imprisoned him, and even included them in the governance. He was a product of a home. He had such a very magnanimous heart. The former president of Uganda, former military ruler, Idi Amin was also a leader. He was known for human rights abuses. He was known for political repression and ethnic persecution and all. He was also a product of a home. Boko Haram sect members that terrorize in the country, they are products of various households. And the good ambassadors of justice, of morality, they are also known to be products of various homes. So there's no magic about understanding what society means. Society is your input. What is your home imputing? What are you giving us? What are you supplying to the society? Charity, they say, begins at home. So we need to start to be, more critical about our parenting, because it goes a long way in what makes up the society. Nigeria today, we think of everything: bad leadership, corruption, nepotism. These so-called leaders that have let us down, they didn't come from heaven. They were born in different homes like you and I. So now the question is, how do we administer good parenting? Let us go back to the Holy Quran. The Quran is the book that has mentioned every aspect of our life. Now, parenting starts from birth. How do you raise a child from birth? In the Quran, let's start from the Quran, chapter 2, verse 233. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولوالدات يرضعن أولادهن حولين كاملين. Said mothers are to suckle their babies for the period of 2 years, complete 2 years. Quran has mentioned this for thousands of years ago. But we understand now that World Health Organization is also informing the general public that you need to suckle your babies for the period of 2 good years. There are health benefits in completing this period. They said the number one thing it does is that it increases the IQ of the babies when you suckle them. Number 2, it makes them so empathetic. When a child is well suckled, that child will grow up in the society to be empathetic. He won't grow up to be a wicked and heartless, child. So that's about that. So liman arada an yutima rada'atan. But for those women who wish to complete this period, it depends on your health status. If you feel you're comfortable to do that. وَعَلَى الْمَوْلُودِ لَهُ رِزِقُهُنَّ. But when your wives are suckling your babies, it is expected of you, the husband, to provide them with food or feeding. Provide them with feeding. And after feeding, you provide them وَكِزَوَا تُهُنَّ. You provide them with clothing. So when your wife is suckling, you don't just abandon her. You provide her with good nutrition. So, and you provide them with other things they need in materials. Bil ma'ruf, the one that is befitting. So what la tukallifu nafsun illa wus'aha. It is not expected of you to overburden a soul. So this is the question of, does the woman have the ability to feed for that long period? So once the woman has the ability, it is good for her to complete this period, provided there is the wherewithal from the husband to provide all she needs or requires during that period. So now, la tudaru walidatun biwalidiha. A mother is not made to suffer for the child. Wala mawludu lahu biwalidihi. And fathers are not meant to suffer for their offsprings. وَعَلَى الْوَارِثِ Mrs. Zalak. And for the heir apparent, the heir is probably the first child of the house who is going to succeed the father in the administration of the family affairs. He's not meant to suffer for anything. فَإِنَّ أَرَادَ فِصَالَ أَنْ تُرَادِ مِنْهُنَّ. If the both parents, as in the father and the mother, they have a consensus that they want to win the child, فَلَا جُنَاحًا عَلَيْهِمَا. There is no harm in that, provided you have a consensus of want to win this child. There's no question about that. وَإِنْ أَرَادْتُمْ أَنْ تَسْتَرْضِعُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ. And if you want to engage the services of a wet nurse, there's no harm in doing that. You can do that by you can suckle your child by proxy. There's no harm. فَلَا جُنَاحً عَلَيْكُمْ. There's no harm in that for you. In salamutun ma ataytum bil ma'ruf. Once you are paying for the services as agreed, for the word knows. وَاتَّقُوا You have to fear your Almighty Allah. وَعَلَّمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ And you have to know that Almighty Allah sees whatever you do. This is an aspect of parenting. You suckle them. And I think I've earlier mentioned the benefits accrued to suckling. And that is, I said it makes the child to be empathetic. The child can have, he will be merciful in the society. And it increases the child's intelligent quotient. So whenever he learns, he has every tendency to have a very retentive memory. So to learning. So that is a very good aspect of parenting from childbirth. So this is a responsibility we need to take into cognizance. Now, let us move further to another aspect of parenting. Now, let's look at knowledge. This is what we call tarbiyatul awlad. How do you raise a child? How do you raise your children to become useful to the society and to even become useful to yourselves? Now, let's look at knowledge. Knowledge is important. Knowledge is key to life. Without knowledge, I don't think you're as good as a dead man. A man without knowledge is as good as a dead man. He's a walking corpse. So, knowledge is key. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is information. So, there's no how you want to live a life without knowledge. So, it is expected of every parent to make sure that he or she does everything possible to make sure, the both parents provide education for the kids. The Boko Haram sect members, they lack basic education. They are stark illiterates. They are a bunch of stark illiterates. That's why they are creating problems for us. The problems we have in the society is not basically anything that... It is because people are not knowledgeable. If you have knowledge will emancipate you from poverty. That is just the function of knowledge. You can't be knowledgeable and... It is relative though. I'm not saying knowledge will automatically, turn to prosperity. But in a way, it will make you not, be useless. You'll be useful in your own right to the society. So let's go to the Quran chapter 39 verse 9. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, بعد استعاذة وبسملة آمن هو قانت أنها الليل ساجدا وقائما. I say, don't you think that person who stands in the watch of the night and who bows his head for God, يحذر لآخرة, with the fear of the life of the hereafter, وَيَرْجُو رَحْمَةَ رَبِّهِ, and because he was hoping to meet the favor of his Lord. هل يستوي الذين يعلمون والذين لا يعلمون? Can you compare the knowledgeable and the non-knowledgeable? This is not possible. لا يستويان, you can't compare the both of them. There is a distinctive difference between them. Somebody who is knowledgeable is somebody who is full of life. Somebody that is not knowledgeable is somebody who is a walking corpse. إِنَّمَا يَذَكَّرُ أُولُو الْأَلْبَابِ. But those that will reflect on this are those that have sense. So this also speaks on how we need to see knowledge as an important aspect of life. And we need to understand quickly the purpose of creation. Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam from the dust. And the first display of Adam was a display of knowledge. The display was, it blew the minds of all the angels away. When they were put to test, the angel failed woefully, and Adam, from his intuition, he was able to pass the test. He mentioned everything that was in his contemporary environment that he had no knowledge of. So the purpose of creation is to seek knowledge, and that knowledge is to serve God. So serving God is not, everybody cannot be imams, everybody cannot be pastors. The purpose is to serve God in your own capacity. If you are responsible, Father, you are serving God. If you're a responsible child to your parents, you're serving God. If you're a responsible leader in the society, you're serving God. If you're responsible, you're a good ambassador of justice, you're serving God. So in every capacity, you're serving God. So this is the understanding of knowledge. And now, let me quickly take us to the rhymes of Imam Shafi'i. The rhymes goes thus. Ta'alam, you should know. Faliz al-marhi yuladu aliman. No human being is born knowledgeable. No human being is born knowledgeable. Waliza ahu aliman kama huwa jahil. Can you compare my brother with knowledge and my brother without knowledge? This is the word of wisdom from Imam Shafi'i. That nobody is born knowledgeable. Knowledge comes with a lot of quest. You have to seek it. You look for it. And it's not cheap. It's not free. It is the sole responsibility of the parents to avail their children with, quality education. So that is about that. So now, the aspect of knowledge. I've told you that parenting, you have to, from childbirth, from the childhood stage to the adolescent age to the adulthood, you have to make sure that you inject into them, you instill into them discipline. And how does it come? You teach them the knowledge of God and the knowledge of the world. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if you are seeking the knowledge of life, knowledge is binding on you. Man nuridu la hayat ad-dunya qad alayhi bil ilma. Man nuridu la hayat al-akhirah qad alayhi bil hilma. Man nuridu hayatahuma qad alayhi bil hilma. If you want to live good, you want to live well in this life, you need knowledge. You want to live, you want to seek the hereafter, eternal life, knowledge is binding on you. But if you are seeking the both, you want to thrive here and the hereafter, then you have to seek the knowledge of the both. Talab al-ilmi faridatun ala kulli muslim wal muslima. It is, knowledge is not an, seeking knowledge is not an option, even for Muslims and for mankind. It is a must. It is a must. You have to seek knowledge, because knowledge is everything you are going to do in your life is going to be informed by the knowledge you have. So, and one of the collection of hadith said says that utbula ilmi walau kana bizin. They seek knowledge. Even then, we were meant to understand China was very far from the Eastern Arab, and it's okay, fine. Even as far as China, if it takes you to go to cross several seas to seek knowledge, you have to seek it. So this, in summary, says that whatever it takes you to seek knowledge, you have to seek it, because it is the only option for you